In Huntsville, Alabama, adjacent to Maple Hills Cemetery, is Maple Hills Park. Within this beautiful location can be found a small play area known locally as the Dead Children's Playground. It is believed that at night the children buried in the nearby cemetery claim the park for their play. In 2007, the city of Huntsville, Alabama attempted to remove a playground in order to enlarge the neighboring Maple Hills Cemetery. Public outcry at the removal of the park was heard, and soon new play equipment was installed. Local children could continue to use the park's facilities, but many who know of the legends of the area will tell you that not all of those children are living. Many locals know the playground located in Maple Hill Park as the Dead Children's Playground due to the reportedly high level of ghostly activity that has been experienced there. Children playing, children calling out to each other, mothers calling their children's names, the playful footfalls of running children. All of these events have been experienced by many people who enter the playground after dark. It is believed that the most active time in between the hours of 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. as the children reclaim the park from the living so they too can enjoy their play. It is believed that the vast majority of these children come from the adjacent Maple Hill Cemetery, the largest and oldest in Huntsville, with well over 80,000 burials. The original land, much smaller than the size of the cemetery today, was sold to the city in 1822 by planter Leroy Pope. Although this is the official date, it is known that the land was used for burials prior to this time, with the oldest intact grave marker being that of infant Mary Frances Atwood, who was buried there in 1820. Later, the cemetery was expanded to encompass the nearby private cemetery of the Pope family. Many of the new burials at this time were of Confederate and Union soldiers who died during the Civil War. Over the years, the cemetery grew and grew, with new land purchases in order to keep up with the growing city. It was not until 1901 that the cemetery was given its official name. Up until that time, it was simply referred to as the burying ground. The cemetery still needs new land, and in 2007 it made the attempt to take over the local park, resulting in the public outcry. The Dead Children's Playground, aside from its reputation of a haunting ground for deceased children, also has another macabre tale attached to it, though this one probably falls more into the realm of urban legend. Between 1945 and 1955, the area the playground now sits was the site of a limestone quarry. The high cliffs that surround the playground are not natural and were all formed as part of the quarrying process. When the quarry was closed and abandoned, plant life began to reclaim the land, and wildlife along with it. Soon, within a matter of years, the area will have been a natural bushland filled with weeds and trees of a more opportunistic nature. Come the 1960s, an unknown person made use of the old quarries and the thick plant growth for their own dark opportunities. A series of child disappearances began to be reported in Huntsville, and, with none of the children turning up, it was soon feared a child murderer was prowling the neighborhoods. These fears were soon given substance when a small skull was found by someone walking through the abandoned quarries. On investigation, several skeletons were recovered, along with the small corpses from fresher murders. It was never determined who the murderer was, but it was discovered that the children were not simply taken and killed. They rather showed signs of a long detainment with malnourishment and partly healed wounds found on the bodies of the more recent victims. With the discovery of the bodies, the disappearances stopped and the tragedies all but removed from the memories of those who lived in fear for their own children. Many of the children's remains, being local, were buried in the adjoining Maple Hills Cemetery. In 1985, 20 years after those terrible events, the quarries and surrounding land were turned into Maple Hill Park, and the original play equipment was erected. Or so the legends say. Today the equipment is quite modern and the park is well looked after. Even if you do not know of the stories and legends, visiting the park is said to be quite eerie. Although you are not too far removed from the suburbs, the natural rocky bowls, the well-grown trees, and other natural features leave you feeling like you were deep in the wilderness. It is eerily quiet, and once night falls, the area takes on a different feel. Come 10 p.m., you might be lucky enough to witness the vestiges of play. The swings move as if occupied, mothers calling out the names of their lost children. Alrighty, that concludes the whole story. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I know it was a pretty short one, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. I just wanted to make a quick note here that I hope it goes without saying, but just in case, it's not my intention to make light of death or cemeteries or anything like that. I know especially right now we're probably all a little more sensitive to things like that, but I just enjoy darker subjects and macabre and crimes and stuff like that, so I just wanted to kind kind of make light a little bit. Just kind of, you know, times are dark right now, and maybe talk about some, you know, quote unquote spooky urban legends and stuff. I do plan on making this a series. Not only these urban legends across the country in different states, but also Spooky Saturdays in general. I want that to be a staple of my channel. For now, it'll just have to be recordings like this because I don't have a camera, and even if I did, honestly, I probably wouldn't want to be on it. Just not at the confidence level for that yet. So eventually Spooky Saturdays will probably morph into something else, but at least for now it'll most likely just be readings like this and maybe other spooky stories. I wanted to read stuff from Reddit or from creepypasta.com. Reddit would be a little easier because you can ask for permission, but on Creepypasta I found, after I'd already recorded a story, at the bottom of the page it said that under no circumstances can you narrate it or anything like that. There's no way to, like, couldn't find any way to ask for permission to do it anyway. So that kind of threw my plans out. I might end up reading creepypastas later. I know there are quite a few people who do that. The Creeps McPasta is my favorite narrator who does stuff like this, and I'm sure he gets permission. So maybe down the line I'll do that. But for now, I'm just gonna find creepy stories like this and record them and see if anybody watches. I'd be happy if someone watched and enjoyed it. Like I said in my previous video, I'm not sure what this channel is going to be. It's just probably going to be a smattering of different things because I have a lot of different interests, but I do like scary stuff, you know, spooky stuff like this, so definitely expect stuff like this. More gameplay. I'm thinking of doing like a free Steam game video, like just seeing what I can find in the free section and see if there's anything good. So I hope you're interested in staying along at all. I just hope someone sees this. Like I said in my last video, I'd be really happy if anyone would watch this. And I do also want to know, you might hear them right now. I have 2 guinea pigs in my room, which is where I'm recording, and I noticed while I was editing my video that you can hear them drinking out of their water bottle. So yeah, you'll probably hear noises in the background. I apologize for that. I definitely don't have like a good recording situation set up here, but I did get a good microphone, so at least the audio quality should hopefully be a little better. It's not my Razer headphone. Yeah, see, they're doing it right now. Maybe one day I'll have a good recording sound set up, but regardless, I hope you did get some enjoyment out of this, and if you have any suggestions for what I should do next, just in general, it doesn't have to be spooky stories or anything else, or gaming stuff, just any suggestions in general would be great. And yeah, I hope you have a great day or night, and I hope to see you on the next one.